This time, we flew to the country which has thousands of years of history, about 6,000 islands, crystal blue waters, romantic sunsets, and beautifully whitewashed walls. You might have guessed it right, it's Greece. We took a flight from Amsterdam to Athens with plans to explore the city of Athens and then take a ferry to the beautiful island of Milos. Due to ferry strike, we booked a flight to this island instead. Anyway, the plan sounds fair, right? Now picture this. Arriving in Athens at the crack of dawn with plans as crisp as baklava pastry, only to find that not only the ferries, but the strike was across all public transport. They were running only during certain hours of the day. So, our day was a wild chase for transport in Athens after we explored the famous Acropolis. I have split this video in 3 parts. First, we will explore the famous Acropolis. Then, we'll head to the beautiful island of Milos. And at the last, we'll again come back to the city of Athens. So, as I mentioned, we arrived at Athens and took an early morning bus to the city center. Thanks to the bus driver for letting us in spite of there being a strike. Our plan was to explore Acropolis until noon, have brunch, and then head back to the airport to catch our flight. When we arrived in the city, which was still asleep, we made our way through the narrow streets towards the base of Acropolis. The streets were beautiful, flaunting the earthy yellow color structures, taking us back in time. We reached at the base, and as soon as the gates opened, we were in. Welcome to the heart of ancient Athens, where history whispers through the marble columns and myths dance on the breeze. Here, every stone has a story to tell. The majestic Propylaea, the grand entrance to the Acropolis, where visitors of the old would marvel at the splendors of Athens from below. Parthenon, a temple dedicated to Athena, the goddess of wisdom and warfare. Built in 5th century BC, this iconic structure has weathered wars, earthquakes, and centuries of curious visitors. At a distance stands the elegant Erechtheion, with its famous porch of 6 sculptured maidens bearing the weight of history on their shoulders. Legend has it that these maidens represent the cities of ancient Greece. And peeking through the olive trees, we find the temple of Athena Nike, celebrating victory and peace. Nike is the Greek goddess of victory. Sure, she must have said, "Just do it." As you wander these ancient grounds, imagine the bustling city-state of Athens, busy with philosophers, poets, and playwrights. The Acropolis was more than a monument. It was a beating heart of a civilization that shaped our world. Time to get back to the airport, but our bus plan to the airport went up in flames thanks to the protest rerouting chaos. After hopping between bus stops and being ghosted by taxis, it was getting late and panic was our new best friend. With clock ticking, we rented a car, raced to the airport and arrived just in time, only to face a snail-paced check-in line and a system crash. Just made it to the gate in time, our heart was beating, ready for Milos Island. We touched down in Milos at the cutest little airport and grabbed our car from the rental. Off to the Airbnb we went, and wow, what a gem. Right by the sea, totally remote, and guess what? We had the whole place to ourselves, thanks to the low season, our own private beach. We splashed in the waves, built epic sandcastles, and soaked in the serenity. Highly recommend this B&B. The link is in the description. Time to explore Milos. Our first stop was Tripiti, the place where the legendary statue of Venus, goddess of love and beauty, was discovered. Now, she is a star at the Louvre in Paris. Couple of minutes from there, we visited the ancient catacombs, a place of history and mystery, an early Christian burial site. Absolutely fascinating. Next, we headed to Klima, a picturesque fisherman's coastal village. Unlike the classic white and blue colors famous across the Greek islands, Klima's tiny sirmas, that's the traditional huts, defied the trend, with vibrant colors splashed across doors, balconies, and windows. This village was a feast for the eyes and a perfect spot to soak in the local charm. Welcome to the moon. This is Sarakiniko Beach. This place has a unique lunar landscape with white volcanic rock formation. Quite literally, one of the most beautiful and unique beaches on the planet. The white rocks against the brilliant blue water is absolute magic. Wandering around Sarakiniko feels like a moonwalk minus the spacesuit. And here's a tidbit for the Bollywood fans. Saif and Kareena grooved here for Dilhara song from the movie Tushan. Alright, after a nice morning coffee, we kicked off our day with a visit to Phiropotamus, a charming fishing village on the north side of the island. With a small beach with crystal clear waters, it looks straight out of a postcard. And get this, I had a conversation with a fascinating local. Yup, a local feline who demanded a massage in exchange for the chat. What a life! Now, let me tell you about Mandrakia, another gem of a coastal village. This place blew us away. With its serene atmosphere and picturesque settings, we found ourselves completely captivated. The village is small and it was really quiet. Thanks to the low season, we had the entire village to ourselves. Our next stop was Plaka, the capital of Milos. And what a sight it was! Listen to this. Plaka was strategically chosen as the capital for its elevated position, keeping it safe from the pirate attacks in the ancient times. Isn't that interesting? We strolled through the town and we got soaked in its beauty and tranquility. The narrow streets led us past charming Greek whitewashed houses, creating a truly fantastic atmosphere. This is Polonia, a town boasting all the luxury this island has to offer. It had its own unique charm. Taking a leisurely stroll along the sea, we got a taste of what this tiny little town had to offer. There's an abundance of excitement packed on this small island. What's not to love? Every corner offers a new adventure waiting to be discovered. And these off-road routes, they take your adventure to new heights. Before bidding a farewell to this tiny little island, we made one final drive to the south to soak up the sun on the beaches of Sigar and Filipaka. That's not it. We also stumbled upon an interesting volcanic marvel. It's called Paleochori. It was warm. Its mineral-rich water provided a perfect spot for a relaxing soak. And just like that, our journey through Milos came to a close. With hearts full of memories and smiles on our face, we hopped on the ferry and set our sail to Athens. After the overnight journey, we finally docked in Athens. Exhausted from our travel, we wasted no time and hopped on the metro straight to our hotel. A much-needed 3-hour nap recharged our battery, and by the afternoon, we were ready to hit the streets of Athens once again. And that's where we found this. Alright, our first stop, the Temple of Olympian Zeus. This half-ruined temple is dedicated to the king of Olympian gods. Interestingly, the construction of this temple was never completed. From there, we walked through the Roman Agora, soaking in the history of the ancient marketplace. Athens truly is a city where the past comes alive at every turn. Walking through the old town, we reached the remarkable Temple of Hephaestus, still standing tall and proud, its architecture a testament to the Roman ingenuity. As curious visitors, we geeked out over the tiny details, marveling at the engineering hidden within its walls. And with that, it was time to bid a farewell to Greece. Every moment on this little adventure was a treasure and we cherished it all. A pro tip: please check for the news for any strikes before you plan your travels for Greece. That's all from our side. Keep traveling, keep exploring, be safe, and share your thoughts and recommendations in the comments below.